What's going on, everyone? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. Today I'm going to do a quick rundown video on an install commission that I completed on a KRSabers brass flagship. Now, this particular flagship has also been etched and powder coated. I believe it was powder coated? Yeah. Etched and powder coated by Carl from Vaults of Valhalla. I've said this in previous videos. Anytime I get a hilt that has been etched or given the etching and powder coating treatment from Carl, I mean, I'm astounded at the quality and the amount. I mean, it's artwork. In my opinion, it is artwork. These are not just simple designs that are downloaded from a template. I'm pretty sure that Carl actually does all of the layout and all of that. So it's really, really a really beautiful etch. On this particular one, it's a brass flagship. So there's an offset of colors with some off-white powder coating, and it's very, very beautiful. I'm not going to come into Fusion for this one. This is the same chassis that I installed in the flagship that I did a couple of weeks ago. This one is a little bit different in that it has the crystal reveal attachment. So there is an option through KRSabers when you get a flagship to have an extension. It's essentially a vented extension waist section. So I utilize that for a crystal chamber. This particular chamber is a marble from Noah Drew. And this is another one of these artisans that are in the community that make these really, really unique products, right? So Noah does these custom glass marbles, and this one is super unique. I've had a couple of marbles from Noah come across my desk for installs, and they're always really, really interesting. Personally, I've always been a huge fan of glass art, glass sculpture, so it's really, really cool seeing an artist put their touch on something that we can put into a lightsaber. So this hilt, it has got art all over it and art inside it. So really, really nice piece. So let's come up top and talk a little bit about the chassis, and we'll do a little demo and we'll be on our way. All right. All right, so here it is. This is the brass flagship from KRSabers. So right off the bat, you can tell there is this there's this waist section here that is that's got vented windows on each side. You can't quite see it. Let me turn it on. There is a marble in here from Noah Drew. So I'll probably put pictures during this video. This marble is super unique. I don't know how to explain it. It's got this inner section. It almost looks like a fish egg or a frog's egg, but super, super unique. Really, really cool looking marble. So I created an upper chassis to hold the marble and two neopixels. There's a neopixel at the bottom and a neopixel at the top. They are their own blade in the config, and then of course we've got our main blade. But we've got a very, very beautifully etched flagship. This is really, really nicely etched by Carl from Vaults of Valhalla. Really, really cool whenever I see etching from Carl. One thing that I did do with this particular hilt, so the clocking for threading this waist section on was a little bit off, right? So if I had threaded this all the way on, these windows were kind of cockeyed. So I put a rubber O-ring up here to help pad the threads and make it so that when it's fully threaded or fully screwed on, these windows are facing at an even angle, right? Bilaterally or whatever, however you want to say it. Let's take a look at the chassis. So here is the chassis. I just gave this a copper bronze rub and buff treatment and then sealed it. Proffie board sits here. There is a kill switch down in this area. Here is the battery tray. 28mm speaker. This is from Smugglers Outpost. And that's it. We do have a PCB emitter from CCsabers. So to use the hilt, spring side is your negative. You want to take the flat part of your battery, rest it in that battery tray, hit the kill switch.
I am no Jedi.
And then put your grip on. And you're ready to go. So I put a 12mm momentary brass switch here. And I also set this up with a second aux switch around back. This is just a brass hat tack that sits on the inside of the hilt. I also made a switch holder for that little brass switch as well. I prefer 2-button Proffie setup, and with the Flagship there is a pre-drilled hole in that section that is perfect for a brass tactile, right? Whoops. So that back switch is your aux. Front brass, large brass switch is your main, right? So let's come down to the bottom. Nice weight. So it's got nice weight to it. I mean, it's obviously it's all brass, right?
Check it out, Corporal. We'll cover you. Hostile detected. Acquiring target.
So there is that marble lit. It's got 2 neopixels on the top and bottom. They are their own animation in the config. So what else you put on?
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training, the universe is.
Really nice sounding hilt. There's a 28mm in here, so it sounds really good.
You've killed enough!
Let's put a blade in it. Okay, so this is a 1-inch blade holder. There is a large M4 set screw around front here. You want to make sure that's loosened. Slide your blade all the way down till it's resting on those PCB pins, and then tighten that set screw. You're ready to go. See what else we put on here.
Don't talk back to your elders, child.
Nice feeling hilt. It's got a lot of weight to it. One more. So there's that marble. Really nice feeling hilt. So that's it. I wanted to do a quick demo for the client for this particular hilt. I've seen a lot of Flagships come across my desk lately. I've seen a lot of hilts that have been etched by Vaults of Valhalla come across my desk lately too. And the more that I see them, the more I would like to have one in my collection. So maybe one of these days I will commission Carl to do an etch on a Flagship for me. The Flagship is just like ripe for etching and modification. So anyhow, to the client, thank you very much for trusting me with your install. To the viewers, if anyone has any questions, please do not be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.